What's up, guys? This is Alex Quin. I'm a Forbes accredited marketer and global keynote speaker, and this is the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast. We are a self-development and entrepreneurship community for go-getters to organize their life and business. Get ready to gain knowledge from top-level entrepreneurs and world-class business leaders and be one step closer to becoming the ultimate entrepreneur. Before we start this episode, how would you feel if I told you that you could change your whole business process around with just $20? Keep on listening to the episode to find out how. The Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast teamed up with ManyChat as the official podcast partner for this year's Conversations 2019 in Austin, Texas. We hope you enjoyed the value from these episodes and let us know what you think. What is going on, guys? This is Alex Quin, and you're listening to the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast. Today, we are in Austin, Texas for Conversations 2019 with Ezra Firestone. What's going on, bro?
Hustle inspires hustle, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man, good to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, bro. That was an amazing presentation you just had out there, man. You had a ton of people fired up.
You know, sometimes you got to do it.
I found out about you through Carlos, because Carlos uses some of your products. So shouts to Carlos.
Shout out to Carlos.
And we seem to have a friend in common, John Saunders. I saw you follow him on Instagram.
I like that guy. He's cool.
He's one of my mentors.
Okay,
He's been my mentor for like 7 years now.
He puts out good content.
Yeah, he's amazing. Well, bro, thank you so much for being on. It's truly an honor. It was really great to find out a little bit more about what you do in your presentation. It falls in line with what I see myself doing because I'm a young marketer. I'm 25 years old. I've been doing this for about 6-7 years.
Coming up in the game.
Dude, we got to do it.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Coming up.
So, Matt, how long have you been doing this?
I've been in the e-commerce game since 2004.
Okay, cool.
And I've been, I started you're 25, so I started at like 19.
Okay.
And back then, there was no industry, man. It was like forums, and when you told someone that you worked online, they thought you like were into porn or gambling. Because that's all there was on the internet. Yeah, everyone thought it was like creepy. Like when you said you were an internet marketer, it was not a good thing.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I'm an internet marketer. Yeah, it was just like, so I got started a long time ago, and I was fortunate enough to kind of grow up in this industry. I'm 32 now. I'm going to be 33 soon. And I've spent, 13 years or so like just doing this. I didn't go to college. I barely made it out of high school. I started with no money. I started, my family was poor. The lights would go out. The electricity, the water would turn off. We had people falling through the floor because it was moldy. Like we didn't start with a lot. And so I've this industry and digital marketing has provided me with a life and my family with a life that we didn't think was, available, and so I'm really passionate about sharing. It's why I started my blog. I was one of the first. Not because I was smart, but I just saw that blogging back in the day was a thing and people were doing it. And so I started blogging about what I was interested in, which was e-commerce. And I became one of the first e-commerce influencers because nobody was really talking about it back then. So I kind of got lucky in that way. And then as the industry grew.
Well, luck is when opportunity meets hard work.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's available for everyone, right? Yeah. So it's not like, everybody has the opportunity to get lucky if they put the energy in the direction of their goals. But I just kind of found my way into this industry as an influencer, just kind of by accident. But that's a little bit of my story. I love doing this. I love talking to people who are on the come up about things that I learned that they can use on their journey.
Yeah, you love to educate, and it's great because I'll explain something to you. So I went to college for marketing, but a lot of the times when I was in class, I was sitting in class and speaking to my professors, and they were so out of date on everything they were teaching, right? So it was a little bit frustrating for me to have to go to class, do that, and then leave, and then not have those skills that I needed to excel. Yeah. So essentially what you're doing is you're educating people on the internet.
Good luck finding a college professor who knows anything about what's going on online.
Exactly. And that's the whole point of our Hustle Inspires Hustle movement, the podcast and everything that we do. We do events worldwide where we bring communities together in multiple cities. We've been all the way to Bali, we've done Puerto Rico, LA, everywhere, and we bring young entrepreneurs together to teach them these strategies from people like you, people like Carlos, people like in general, everybody around the game. We're recently at VaynerMedia. We're always trying to learn so then we could project everything that we've learned and pass it on to a younger generation.
And the people who are the best are the people who understand that there's always more to learn, that you're always a student, that you stay humble, you look to learn from the people around you, you take the next step forward. You never try to act like you know it all. Even if you know a lot, there's still more to learn. And if you remember that, you're going to do better.
Since you're listening to this episode, I want to make sure that you save my phone number so I can let you know about new podcast episodes or networking events going on in your area. Go to my Instagram, Alex Quin, AlexQuin, and hit the contact button and then text me.
And one other thing I will say to the youngins coming up, because I've been there myself. I've seen this happen, and I watch a lot of the young folks coming up in our industry. I'm still pretty young too, but like not in that same like teenager to early 20s area. And like everybody people are hungry. And when you're hungry, you do funny things. I mentioned this on stage. Like your moral compass is a little bit wider, and you're willing to do whatever you got to do to eat. And you see people out there balling out in Lambos and wearing ripped jeans, and not that anything wrong with ripped jeans. That's in right now. But I'm just saying, like wearing the fancy watches and being on the beach and being on Instagram and wearing the gold chains. And it's like, okay, I understand that like consumption is fun and fucking consumerism, pardon my language, is sold to you. All right. Consumerism is sold to you everywhere you look. Someone is selling you some shit, and the way they're selling it, by the way, the way that things are sold is you're broken and I can fix you. You stink, buy deodorant. Your teeth are too yellow, make them whiter. You're too poor, make some money, right? Everybody is telling you how you're flawed, how you're broken, how you're not right enough. And then they're selling you whatever shit they have that is somehow going to make you right. And what I want to say to the young people coming up is there is no amount of consumption that will bring you fulfillment. I have been there. I have made more money than I ever knew that I thought I could or would know what to do with. And having more money does not bring joy and happiness. And frankly, you screw yourself if you get something that is making money and then you take money out of it and you start spending it. You ruin the operation, because the game is not what can I pull out of my business. The game is what more can I put into it to grow it bigger? Who can I hire? Who can I invest in? Who can I bring up next? How can I make it better for my customers? How can I make a better product? Like, how can I invest more? And that is actually how, in the long run, if you take a longer view than next month or next year, you end up with actually the most money and the most ability to buy fun things that you think will be fun and enjoyable. It's like not about what you can buy and how you can look cool in front of other people. And if your motivation, and I see so many people coming in where their motivation is they want to be perceived as valid, cool, interesting to either the opposite sex or their peer group. And if that is the motivation, you're fucked. You're never, any creation that is motivated by, I'm trying to get right, I'm trying to get approval, is missing the magic that is required to make something good.
Yeah, man. And I think a lot of that stems from insecurity and also role models, because when this whole social media entrepreneurship game started really kicking off, it was like you were saying, the cars, this, that. But at the end of the day, the foundation of good business and the foundation of good entrepreneurship is learning, is understanding, is being open-minded and looking away from the material things. That happened to me. When I started entrepreneurship, my only goal was to buy nice things. Why? I didn't grow up in poverty, but we grew up struggling. Yeah. I started my business from working at Pizza Hut, working at Miami Subs in South Florida.
You understood what hard work was. You wanted nice things. And by the way, I'm not against, listen, I buy a lot of nice stuff. Like, I'm into nice things, and I'm also not even against, seeking approval or wanting to be accepted or wanting to look cool and validate your ego. Like, I'm into all that shit, but not as a motivator for why you are doing it. That as a side effect of making cool stuff. Okay, fine. But the motivation has to be deeper than that. It has to be, I want to create a better life for myself and my family. I want to create a better life for the people in my community. I want to do something in the world that helps people. Like, you got to have a motivation beyond making money, or some people whose sole motivation is just making money make it. But if you look at the statistics, you're more likely to succeed if your motivation is rooted deeper than in just, how do I make $1?
Yeah. Because then once you make it, then what?
Yeah.
Right. So my motivation is, I literally want to be the best marketer in the world. Like, that's my goal, right? Big goal.
You're on your way, bro.
But I'm on my way. I want to surround myself with the right people, talk to the right people, have these type of conversations that we're having, because I want to be better and not just say that I am. And you see a lot of it online. Oh, the best this, the best. No, you have to be the best and continue to learn. Let's take a quick break. I want to tell you about a new way I run my business. So did you know that I was able to increase my workload and close more leads by automating my client onboarding operation over the last few months? I removed the friction points in my communication process so clients are able to approve, sign, and pay all in one go. This was all thanks to HoneyBook. HoneyBook is a client management software that helps businesses like yours manage and automate projects. Now, from the moment your clients are ready to say yes, they'll automatically receive the proposal, contract, and payment all in one email. So you're able to focus on getting more clients, less friction, and more deals. Thanks to HoneyBook, all Hustle Inspires Hustle listeners get 50% off when you go to honeybook.com and use promo code ALEX, ALEX. Now, let's jump back into the episode. Speaking about learning, I learned a lot about you today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the projects you have going on right now, some of your companies. I was really impressed by it. I would love for my people to hear about it.
I am into the creation of assets that are liquidatable, that I can sell. Because what I learned, I've been in the game, man. I've done affiliate marketing and CPA and ebook sales and influencer and information publishing and software as a service and physical products and services. I have literally played in most of the business models that the people listening to this are considering, drop shipping, the whole thing, right? And what I realized was that, like, okay, my goal is actually resource generation. What I want to do is generate the most resource I possibly can. I want the energy that I'm using in my work life to be as profitable for me as possible. And what I have discovered through a bunch of failures and also some missteps is that things that you cannot sell are kind of not worth doing in a way. So like right now, I have a business called Smart Marketer. And Smart Marketer is an influencer brand that is based around my persona. It's the Ezra Firestone brand. I'm out there, I'm on stages, I'm an influencer, I create content, I do blogging, and then people subscribe to that, they watch my content, and then ultimately, they buy my courses. I have digitally delivered informational courses on Facebook ads, on how to build websites, on conversion rate optimization, on email marketing. I have a mastermind. It's great stuff. But that is an inferior business model to Boom by Cindy Joseph, which is a physical product e-commerce business where I white label and manufacture skincare and cosmetics and sell that to women over 50. And the reason is Smart Marketer is based on me, my persona. I can never sell it. It's only as good as the next month that I want to work on it, which is great, because it generates cash, and then I use that cash to invest in assets. And let me explain this in a way that I think is going to be a little bit more easy for people to understand. Okay. The way that our parents' generation generated wealth as a generation was real estate. What is real estate? It is the purchase of an asset, the holding of that asset while it appreciates, a house or a piece of land, and then the liquidation of that asset once it has appreciated. In business, you can build or buy assets, operate them so that they do better, and then sell them. And the liquidation of assets is where true wealth is generated. True wealth is not generated from cash flow businesses, from drop shipping businesses, from affiliate businesses, from influencer businesses. Those are vehicles to generate revenue. And that is what everyone is so focused on. But what you really need to be focused on, okay, fine. If you're interested, I think, as a side note, I think right now is the influencer economy, and if you have the desire to engage a group of people around any subject matter and put content out that they're going to find valuable and have them subscribe to you and then tell that group of people to buy stuff from you, I think that's the best business model in the world, and everyone should do it as long as you recognize that it is a cash flow generating machine, and the goal is to use that cash to either acquire assets or build assets that can one day be liquidated, because that is where money is made. Truly, true wealth is generated from asset liquidation, and the young generation does not understand this.
They don't, but hopefully now that they hear this, they will. Where can they find you, bro, on social media?
Smartmarketer.com or on social media is at Ezra Firestone, just my name. I'm on Instagram. And what I noticed too, by the way, and you probably already know this because you're in that generation, is like Facebook, nobody's on there anymore. Twitter, like I used to come to these events and I would speak. And what's interesting is like 6 years ago, I get off stage and I don't mention my social profiles. I have 300 Facebook likes. And then a couple years later, it was like I have 300 Twitter followers. And now I get off stage and I have hundreds of new Instagram followers and nowhere else. Like Instagram is like the game right now. Yeah. I don't know about
and TikTok. TikTok's moving up.
I don't know yet about that. I need to learn about the younger one, the Snapchat, the TikTok. But I also kind of feel like, let me wait till those people have some money and then maybe I'll go on.
Let's see what's up.
Let's have jobs, money to spend. All right.
Cool, bro. Well, hey, thank you so much for being on the podcast, brother. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You heard it here, guys. Ezra Firestone, Hustle Inspires Hustle.
Hustle Inspires Hustle.
I want to give a special shout out to Ezra Firestone for taking the time to jump on this podcast. We really love what you're doing, man. And guys, thanks for taking the time to listen. Today, we talked about generating true wealth through assets and using your cash flow wisely. Don't forget to check out honeybook.com to automate your business processes so you could get more clients and get paid faster. Get 50% off when you use code ALEX, ALEX. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could share with someone, review, or even subscribe to the podcast. If you want to connect with me, follow me on Instagram at Hustle Inspires Hustle. Or you could follow me on my personal, Alex Quin with one N. This is the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast with Alex Quin.